Hey everyone, welcome back to Tech Talk with Jeremy. So today's gonna be a pretty exciting episode. We're gonna be celebrating with Reolink. It's actually their 17th year anniversary. So pretty huge milestone, super excited for them. I also had a buddy that was really excited and wanted to kind of share in the celebration, and I wasn't home. So he actually left a video on my Reolink Video Doorbell, and we're gonna go to him now.
Congratulations, Reolink, on your 17th anniversary. That is such an incredible achievement. Woo!
All right, thank you, Big, for leaving that video for us. Just celebrating the 17-year anniversary. Really excited for Reolink. And also this video. The Reolink actually reached out to me and they want to do a collaboration on their 2K video doorbell. So that's what this video is going to be about. We're going to go through a lot of how to get it set up, the different settings it has. We're going to talk about, of course, pros and cons. I'm going to have a couple of videos using it so you can kind of hear the audio and see the visual, 2K from it. And yeah, but let's get into it. We're going to unbox first and then we'll go from there. Okay, let's get into unboxing the Reolink Video Doorbell. So first we're going to start with the Reolink 128 gigabyte micro SD XC card. This is great for high performance, for high quality videos and photos. It's very reliable for local storage for digital data. And that's what we're using for this, right? So this is a huge deal. We actually can do local storage instead of having to pay for a monthly subscription fee. So for me, it's a big deal. I have 4 kids. The more money I can save, the better. Now this is a chime. All right, and I think this is an extra chime because I think there's one already in here, but this is gonna allow us to be able to have this in different rooms. So essentially what you do is you just plug it into an outlet, connect it to the video doorbell, and whenever someone presses it, you're gonna get a chime. All right, now let's open this bad boy up. All right, and right at the top, we have a Reolink envelope. Very fancy, very nice. Let's get into this. Okay, so we have our operational instructions, some warm tips. We have a sticker to put on, so make sure that we are, going to be drilling in the right place if we need to drill into the wall. This is some of their other products. Perfect. So hopefully we can do some collaboration on those in the future. And here it is in all of its glory. The Reolink 2K Video Doorbell, okay? Now we're gonna use those guys to power it up. That is perfect. This is an extra chime for us to put in another room. Great for us because I actually work in the basement. And so if my wife and kids are away, I'll still be able to hear the doorbell if it rings. All right, and then there is going to be all of the stuff we need to get this connected, okay? This is going to be an extender. If you want to connect it via Ethernet, you can. And then we have the different wall plates. We have these screws and anchors if we need those. We have the information that we need to connect it. Perfect, awesome. So that is everything we need to get this all set up. Let's go ahead and get that process started. All right, so this big long guy is actually to help us get this guy set up before we start installing stuff by our front door. So what we're going to do is we're going to follow the steps to do this. So initially, basically what we need to do is we need to loosen these screws. Okay, then all we got to do is plug that in, and that will give us power to the video doorbell. Boom, we have power. All right, now we're gonna get this set up in the app. So we'll go ahead and do that. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and get this set up in the Reolink app, okay? So first what we need to do is we need to go to the Reolink app. And then once we have that open, we need to hit that plus sign or the add new device and scan the camera. All right, once you scan the camera, then you're going to choose network cable connection or Wi-Fi. I'm gonna do the network cable connection for this one. Go ahead and insert that micro SD card and hit I got it. And that's gonna take you to the next screen. All right, and then you're gonna hit next when you have it all plugged in. So now it's connecting the device. All right, connection failed the first time, that's okay, but now it's initializing, so now it's going through, perfect. All right, then you just gotta create the device password. So you're gonna create your own. All right, it says our password strength is good, perfect. And we hit that next button, and it's gonna take us to name it. So I'm just gonna put front door, pretty easy. Then you connect to your Wi-Fi, and we're gonna do our Colorado Moon 6, perfect, there we go. All right, and it is trying to connect to that router. And there you go, as easy as that. I mean, super simple setup in the app, right? And we're gonna give it full access to our library so I can download stuff. And then it's just setting up that chime. So the next thing to do is set up that chime, so you gotta plug it into the socket. So we'll go ahead and do that. All right, we're gonna hit next. got to make sure that you long press that top button on the chime to make sure that it's in that pairing mode. All right, and it is all good to go. Perfect. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get this all connected and wired up. First what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna prepare the wires. Always before you do an electrical project, make sure you turn off the breaker that corresponds with the wiring that you're gonna be working with. That is extremely, extremely important. And I would not be touching these wires if the breaker was still on. Now we're just gonna use the main plate. Now this is gonna be important. You don't wanna take off this blue thing until you are ready to put your doorbell on. Perfect. All right, now that we've got that all connected with the power, we're gonna remove that because we're gonna go in, and basically what you do is you kind of slide in the top and then click in the bottom. Perfect. Awesome, and that is all ready to go. So now all we have to do is turn back on the power, and it should be rocking and rolling. I'm gonna go ahead and clean a little bit. It got a little dirty. Awesome. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and get it checked out. All right, now that we have it all set up in the app, we're gonna go ahead and try it out. Okay, so I'm gonna go outside so you can hear the audio and also see the video as well. Just so you can kind of get a feel for the audio quality, but also the video clarity. We're gonna start about 5 feet away, and that's typically gonna be what you have, right? If someone is going to ring that doorbell, they'll probably step back a little bit while they're talking to you. And then we'll go back to more 10 feet, maybe 15 feet, just to get a feel for what it sounds like there. And also the video quality from that far away as well. Okay, so let's cut to that now. All right, so I wanted to take a video from the actual video doorbell itself so you can get a feel for how the audio is from someone maybe standing about 5 feet away, which is probably pretty typical if you're going to be speaking with them through the video doorbell, right? Because they're gonna ring the doorbell and kind of step back. So this kind of gives you a good idea of how the audio will be, but also the video quality as well. I'm gonna step back a little bit. This is gonna be more like 10 or 15 feet away, so you can kind of see the audio, but also the visual as well. And that's what you can expect. All right, guys, now that we have it installed, let's look at some of the features, right? So first what we have to do is we have to go to the Reolink app. And oh my goodness, you see how fast that was? It was literally less than a second, and I have a live view of what's going on outside the front door. For the Wise Cam, I think I have to wait like, I don't know, like 5 or 6 seconds just for it to pull up the live view. With this, it's almost instant. That's incredible. So that right there should sell you on the video doorbell, honestly. But here, from the home screen, we can, pause it, we can play, we can take a picture, we can mute it, and then we can also do like a recording, right? And so for me, I gave it access to my photos, so it's just gonna download it right into my photos. But if you want to, you don't have to do that, and you can just choose which ones you download. We can set the resolution, we can tap to talk, so if there's someone out there, we can talk to them. We can do quick replay, playback. I don't do cloud events because I do local storage. I don't want to pay for the monthly subscription. You don't have to, right? So perfect there. We can maximize it so you can kind of see what's going on. As you can see, it's nighttime here now, so it's a very clear picture of what's going on out there. Now kind of going more towards the settings. So you can see kind of the Wi-Fi at the top. You can learn more about their subscription, but you don't need it. Honestly, you really don't. Kind of see the display. You can flip it vertically or horizontally. You can stream. Right, so if you want to stream, you can do that. You can show the motion boxes, and then you have kind of the camera name and the date, top center, and then the logo watermark, so you can change those if you want to. I really don't need to. So then you have the different sounds, right? So record audio, the doorbell button sound, if you want it loud, if you want it quiet, and then speak and quick replay volume. So you can change those if you want to. Kind of moving on, you have the light, so you can have the infrared lights, the button ring light. I really like the button ring light. It's kind of blue. So, for me, I like that. I'm gonna keep that on, and I'm gonna let it do auto for infrared lights. And then for your chime. So, your Reolink chime, you can really set the light sound, really get a good feel for if you want it to be super loud, what you want to hear. If you want the city bird, which we have, or something else, you can definitely choose other ones as well. And then kind of getting more into the detection, right? So you can set the detection alarm, you can do person, vehicle, animal, and then just motion detection in general. You can set the non-detection zone, and basically you just kind of color in. You can kind of see how it's going black right there, and that will have it so it doesn't detect that zone. Now for me, Wise would always think that the flag was a person. This does not. So it's smart enough to tell that it's not a person. So I don't need to do that. And then you have, your camera recording on. You can choose to have it off. You can have like schedules, right? Motion schedules. You can have continuous recording schedules like I do. Really up to you in terms of what you want to do there. And then you have your push notifications so you can really choose. I don't like to allow the critical alerts because it's going to make a sound. It's going to make a noise. So if I'm at church or if I'm in a meeting, I don't want to make a sound every time someone comes to my door. So I have that turned off. You can do text to image. You can have device notification ringtones, alarm ringtones. So you can set those if you want to. So just a lot of different features. And as you can tell, you can schedule it. You can do email alerts if you want to. I really don't need to because it pushes to my phone. You can do privacy mode. Now with that, if it's enabled, some of the camera's functionality won't work. So just something to keep in mind. But as you can see, there's just so many professional grade specs in here in the app, and they're not charging me a monthly fee. Like I said, that should sell it for you right there. But let's talk a little bit more about the specs and kind of get into pros and cons as well. All right, guys, now that you've seen some of the functionality in the app, you can really see that the features in it are just fantastic, right? So it really stacks up next to, say, Wise or Ring or Nest. Some of these top competitors, it's right there with them. So this is definitely a high quality product that you should consider when you're trying to think about which video doorbell you want to purchase. Right now, let's take a look at a couple things. Currently on Reolink's website, it is going for $101.99. So, it's about 15% off of the $120 mark that it usually is. Now, you can also buy it on Amazon. So if you like buying from Amazon, because, you can get it next morning at 4 a.m., definitely do that, right? It's there for you, and we have some links down in the description. So, if you really want to support the channel, that's the best way for you to do that because we do get a commission off that. So thank you for doing that. Now, just talking about some of the features, that 2K clarity, right? You have that head to toe for just exceptional clarity day and night with the 5 megapixel wired Wi-Fi doorbell, whether it's capturing, those crisp details in daylight, or if you, want to see who's out there at night, right? It's going to let you know, and you're going to be able to see it pretty clearly. Right. Other thing it has, free person and package detection. This is another huge deal. A lot of these others want you to pay a monthly fee for that. You don't get that with Reolink. They're giving that to you for free. So you can get the notification if there's a package at your door or if there's a person at your door. And these are all things that are free from Reolink. So amazing deal there. Fast connectivity, right? You have the 2.4 or 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi. Super easy to install. As you can see in the video that we did, it was very easy to install, and it's ready to answer, really anytime, anywhere. You can say hi, to visitors in real time. As I showed you, it comes up very quickly, right? When you go to it. So a lot faster than our Wise Video Doorbell, I would say. I had to wait maybe 10, 15 seconds before it came up. So for me, the Reolink wins in that category. So yeah, really excited about that. So let's go over some of the pros and cons, right? At the very top of my list, no monthly fees. Say it with me, no monthly fees, right? So a lot of these other video doorbell companies want to charge you for everything they can think about. So for person detection, for package detection, pet detection, they want to charge you for cloud storage. Reolink says not on our watch, right? So one of the best things for me is having that ability to be able to put an SD card in and be able to record all the time. Not have to worry about cloud storage fees. I can actually record it and store it locally. Just amazing. Now, one thing to mention is it does not come with an SD card. So if you do purchase the video doorbell, that is something you're gonna have to buy separately. Reolink does make their own SD cards, something I would highly suggest just because it's made by the same company. So it's probably gonna work best with their video doorbell, right? Another thing is if you just don't wanna mess with wires and you don't wanna do that whole type of install, they do have a battery version of the same video doorbell. So you definitely check that out, the Reolink battery version of this same doorbell, and it'll be a lot easier for you to install if you just don't like dealing with wires. Also, the ability to be able to see package detection, knowing there's a package there instead of just someone coming to the door. Another good feature, no monthly fee, right? It's, I think Reolink is really filling a gap by offering professional grade specs for a buy once and own forever experience. Does that make sense? So they're giving you these incredible professional specs, and they're not charging you for it. They're just giving it to you. So phenomenal. High video quality, right? So you have that 5 megapixel sensor, which is gonna give you that 2K instead of 1080p, really crisp images, pre-roll recording, right? Up to 6 seconds before the event takes place. So you can really see if UPS or FedEx is mishandling your product, right? Your package. See if they dropped it before they came up, right? You're gonna be able to capture all that. dual band Wi-Fi, so you have that 2.45 gigahertz, so you really stay connected all the time and have that faster connection speeds. Another thing is the included accessories, right? You have that wireless chime that comes included, and the ability to be able to buy another one and have 2 chimes in your house or whatever. Right? I mean, it's just phenomenal because I work down in the basement. So, for us, if my kids and my wife are away, I can still hear if there's someone at the door and I can go get it. So just a fantastic accessory to have for this doorbell, so you don't have to worry about using your existing, right? Some of the cons, right? No battery power. So, you really have to have the wired connection or use the included power in adapter. Unlike some of the competitors that do have that battery power, this one that I'm reviewing currently does not. Some people say it's a complex installation. I don't think so. You could tell from the video I did that I was able to get it in there pretty quickly. And, I'm not a professional electrician, so, it was easy for me to get in there and put in. There are some smart home limitations, right? It does work with Alexa and the Google Assistant platforms, but it does not work for Apple HomeKit or IFTTT. So those are, kind of the cons, but overall, I mean, it's just a fantastic product, right? So for me to have the ability to have those professional grade specs, but not have to pay a monthly fee for them is truly something that I'm gonna be using all the time, for a very long time. Right? Because the others, they want monthly fees. And when you have a bunch of kids, I have 4 kids, the less monthly fees I can have, the better, right? Because then I can spend it on food and everything else. But anyways, I just want to say congratulations again, Reolink, for the 17th year anniversary. Super awesome accomplishment to have a business for that long. And we really appreciate you doing this collaboration with us. As always, guys, I appreciate you. I really love doing all this content for you. Please like and subscribe and hit the notification bell to know when we're coming out with new content. And check out, the affiliate links in the description below. But have an awesome day, and thank you so much for watching.